We're looking at the $2 and $3 raises that was passed down from the salary committee. I know we're looking at the appropriate resolution on that, but we need to look at the, this will drop down to the number 6 to look at the salary before we can do anything on the other.
So they come up with a 2 and a 3.
They sent the 2 and the 3 over to the budget.
Would you say $2 would be like 8%, Tony?
It's close.
When we make a I'll do that. If we're looking at it, I'll make a motion right now, and we need to get this, taken care of when the state comes in. I'll make a motion to put it as the $2, if it's right, it's 8%. Do a 8% cost of living increase across the board for everybody, and then revisit these salaries. This coming up right after in August, after everything passes through, or for the next fiscal year for September, and start going through that and work hard, get a desk audit on all these positions, get somebody in here that can tell us what these positions call for. Because like I said, I'm not smart enough to sit down and tell you what a bookkeeper makes or what a sheriff's, instead of $2 and $3. And that's fair for everybody if we do it at 8% across the board since the 6%. That's and just be truthful, 8% is probably closer to the cost of living increase that's going on with inflation right now than the 6 was.
$2 is actually more than 8%. A lot more. The $2 and 8% are different.
Look at the top sheet.
It's a 6%. I think it's 6%.
There's 4 columns. There's a 6, a 2, an 8%, and a 3. She had broke it down like that.
Okay, 8% on 1% scale.
The $2 is a 21%, and the $3 is a 28. The 8% is 17.
And Greg, am I correct in saying that when they do these audits, if these people are making more than what that audit says that they should make, then we can cut their pay back? Is that correct?
I'm doubting it'll happen.
So
We're so far under the scale that won't happen.
But that's not fair to them to give it and then take it.
And nobody ever takes
So,
Yeah, you could theoretically, you could say, well, then you need to come up with good job descriptions on here and make sure that you're meeting all the bullets on each line, all your objectives on it. And but yeah.
The only thing that scares me on the 2 is where the city's paying 3 on their officers and stuff. That's just on. I mean, I know it's a dollar.
We can beat that all night, and I guarantee you that if we went with the 2 or the 8%, we'll lose. Even with the 3, we'll probably lose employees. I mean, really.
It's true.
I mean, and I can't blame them. I can't blame them at all. If you can make more money somewhere else, but this is all we can afford. I mean, I would do the same thing. If I had to raise my family, I'm going to go where the pay's at. If it's not here, the good thing about here though is it's home, it's convenience. It does, it's not as high paid, but it's not a high cost of living as going to Nashville either.
What if we sit down and revisit all of it and see exactly what we've got to have in our fund balance, Greg? And see if we can pull any more of it out to lower the taxes that we do have to.
I know, but the clock's ticking on us right now, Randy.
I know.
We do not want the state to come in.
We don't. But
And if we keep kicking this down the road, the 35% will be a walk in the park.
with 8% though, if we don't adjust the fund balance, will be probably more taxing the $3 would for the adjusted fund balance.
What is the time frame that where the state comes in?
August.
And if
I don't
they
know.
come in, what could happen?
Is that the
We
way
could
it works?
potentially
Connie?
have
What Randall said.
More,
a lot more.
A lot more.
And if we don't set the budget, then they will set the budget. So, and we already look stupid enough. We've been up here for how many times now?
3 or 4.
A bunch.
I mean, 220 to 225 looks a lot better to me than a 235 to 238 does.
Well, 225 is the $2 or the 8%, is that right in there the same?
No,
It
6.
definitely ain't 8%.
6.
8% raise on $15 ain't $2.
6%, right?
No, I mean, just do the math at 8% on somebody who's getting paid $15, that ain't a $2 an hour raise.
No, it
It ain't even close.
You want to know the dollar?
So if you look on page 7 on the $2 scale, look on page 7 on the $2
Yeah.
pack. That's where it breaks down when your pennies go.
So $2,
You put it at 2.24.
2.4.
Now,
I mean, if that's what everybody wants, we've just gotta get this, we gotta get it going.
6%. 8%.
what, if you go
My
back to the
thing was
scale-
just, a cost of living increase is fair for everybody.
So you're saying $2?
Said 8%. 8% what we have, I agree with it. I do.
Go back to the back on your salary scales and it'll show you.
What is 6% on $15?
8%.
Figure four-
I think for 8%.
figure $14 on that percent.
The rest,
Okay, $19.
8% on 14.
8% on 15 is $1.20. It'll take 14%.
$1.52 on a 19, if you take
It'll
19,
take 14% at $15 to reach your $2 hour raise.
if you made $19 an hour, on 8%, you get $1.50 raise, or $1.52.
But we've got a lot making $14 an hour.
Okay.
13.
So,
15 is pretty much a median,
you
right?
know, you take 14 times 8%,
Harm in at 1350 in Victoria's office, Connor.
$1.20.
that's $1.12.
No, Connor is the bookkeeper. Something like that.
Yeah, it'd be $1.20.
Mr. Richards, talk up where we can hear what you're saying. You was talking good last week.
Guys, we're trying to have a meeting and we cannot hear each other. Please. So, like a clerk makes $13.25. Starting out. And that's, like any office, when they first start out, it's $13.25, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, you got some of those clerks down there been here 4 and 5 years, and they're still making the same amount when they got hired.
No, they're not.
They get a 1% raise.
They get a 1% raise.
That would put, I don't know what the 8%, but I just want to see what the 8%
At
is.
$21, you get $1.68.
It'd be $1.43. It'd be $1.43, 13.
Just want to look over on the,
Of course, that's not adding the 1%. Well, what if we run the 2 and the 3 without the 1% for this year? Maybe we give them, I mean, 1% raise every year is crazy, we need to give it more than that every year. But, and let Connie see if we could take any more out of the fund balance to get us down, get us still in the percentage we've got to have. And we can meet again Thursday, and we have a time to meet Thursday if everybody can meet Thursday. On both of them to see.
We can't finish this tonight. Maybe finish it tonight.
What would 8% raise up? $14.10. That's what our EMT makes, $14.10.
Yeah.
$1.21
$1.21 or something like that.
Takes it to 15,
Oh, it's
22.
$1.12.
Well, almost $1.13.
$12.8.
Yeah.
We're having to hire drivers because we can't hire the EMTs.
What do you think, Geraldine?
Well, I'd like to get it done tonight. I mean,
Yeah,
I
let's
know
get it.
somebody said a while ago that we just sit up here on our hind ends and don't ever do nothing. I'm sorry, but I have a job and I work every day, 12-hour shifts, so. And every day that I come up here, I'm having to take time off from that job and get somebody to cover for me to do this. And I'm sorry, I take this serious. So I'm not just sitting on my hind end, just so everybody knows. But we do have to set a budget, people, or the state's gonna come in and they're gonna set it for us, and it ain't gonna be pretty. I mean, if y'all are mad, it won't do you no good to get mad at them. So, I'm sorry, we got to do this.
I know you've got to do it.
We have to set
So
a
what are
budget.
you
It's gotta be
proposing to raise it
livable,
to? What would be the option to settle it tonight?
What do you think, Shane?
Well, the salary committee sent us the $2 and the $3 one, was the one that they passed on to us to vote on tonight.
And
So,
which one are you thinking, 2 or 3?
hang on, just one second,
The
please.
way I heard it is they passed on the 2 or 3 or whatever you thought was appropriate. You're not stuck with that. All I want to know is why we are not doing budget cuts across the board. Every department head, why aren't we doing anything to cut costs instead of balancing this salary? I have no problem with the cost of living, but why is it constantly getting balanced on the backs of the property owners? That's my question. So
30% of it.
yeah, I'm just saying, I mean, I'm fine with the cost of living, but why isn't it coming out of the general fund? Why isn't the money, where did it go?
30%.
You want me to explain the 30%, why
Yeah,
it's explained to me?
Do.
No.
30% of property owners, and then there's 40% that are 21 and under, and then the other 30% are the spouses of that said property owner. That makes up 100%. There's 100% of people that own property in Overton County.
No, you're wrong.
Please, instead of jumping to conclusion, and there's 30% of property owners. Now, there are some renters, but every acre of Overton County is owned by somebody.
30%.
30% is the way it was explained to me. 30% is property owners, 40% are 21 and under, and the other 30% is the spouses of the first 30%. That's the way it was explained to me.
But that still just makes it be 30%.
Who explained it to you?
I'm gonna validate that. I'm not married.
Who explained it to you? Hang on.
Hey, wait, y'all, we're getting off subject here, let them figure this out.
Let's pull back on it.
Yeah, let's get
What was
back.
your
I'm not
question,
married.
Miss Betty? You had a question for me and
Automatically,
you
that's
had a question for me and she.
Guys, please.
ridiculous.
If y'all could settle
Let's
tonight and
finish
y'all
right here,
agree
Let's
on
then
the
we can talk
2.
about it.
We'll take our questions after the meeting.
That's what
Let's
we
get
need to
into
do.
this. Get our
What
business
if
done.
we go with the 2%, or the $2
No,
was 1%.
8%.
8%.
8%.
8% was not sent over to us by the salary committee. If $2 and the $3 were sent over to us by the salary
That's what salary committee said they did.
Turn them both down and
and the way the board was cutting cuts, the lower it.
What was your
$2. What's the total on that, Connie, on $2? Where do I need to look at
It's
it?
on the front page.
So
And then it'll go to the
They said
If we,
$2.03.
So it's $926. $926.
FEMA sample.
Which page are you on?
I'm just right on the front, I guess, right?
Page 7.
Oh, 7.
Of which one, the $2?
The $2, if you go to the $2 page 7, you have that question of the total.
Now, are you talking about what the total tax rate is?
2.2487?
Yeah.
Well, it was, what? 4 years ago, it was 225.
Yeah.
Did we drop it down to
$1.95 to $1.97.
We dropped it down to 197, so that'll bring us right back up where we were 5 years ago, or 4 years ago.
It was in 2020.
2020, 4 years ago.
From 2015 to 2020, the tax rate was 2.25.
But it'd be right back where you were at. They dropped it because of COVID, if I'm not
Dropped it
mistaken.
because of the state appraisal.
No, they, yeah.
The appraisals.
Reappraisal.
Had nothing to do with COVID.
Greg,
Pardon?
if we could do the $2 and then maybe go back through and see if there's anywhere we can cut, that would get it down even lower than the 220.
Supposed to do it before.
When was the last time you ever took away a package?
Only way people will read.
We're right here, okay. We're
I've
trying to.
lost my voice, sorry.
Hey, you're fine, you're fine.
Can we go back and get all the departments to do a 10% cut on all their budgets? And that would, if it's $100,000, it's $10,000 for each department, so.
You're 110%?
We gotta have the maintenance of effort.
Yeah, we can't
You
cut back
can't cut,
on.
you can't do anything less than what they got last year.
Some of them can,
Some of them you can.
Yeah.
No.
but most of the departments don't have enough.
No,
to take
the only,
away.
the ones, you got the, well, you gotta have maintenance effort on the, 911, maintenance effort on the sheriff's department, library,
Election,
election.
for the number of elections.
School.
But sure,
In the schools.
sure they could
In the schools.
come up.
We'll look in there and see, what's a convenience that's not, that we don't have to have.
On the appraisals that's coming down from the state, like, there was a lady called me today and she said her daughter got her letter from Carabone and her taxes was gonna go from 700 to 1,300. Does that money that the state appraises it for, does that go into the county or does the state get that money?
No, it goes in the
I
county.
don't know, I hadn't heard the letter, I don't know. If I can see the letter, but if it's Carabine's office, it goes, that's the property taxes.
But when the state's doing their reappraising, does that money, when the state reappraises you, does that not go to the county?
Yes.
And that's whenever everything will be leveled out across the board.
But are you taking all that into consideration into the budget?
We're saying what we have to have this year, now it could possibly go down next year when the state comes in. But it might not. I don't know what the state's gonna come in and say that we have to have. I don't. I don't know what they're gonna do, but I know that they do 25% of the county every year, so by the time the state comes in, it's not as big as it is whenever they level it all out to 100%. It's a process that businesses and they are only paying 60-something% right now. So when the state comes in, they'll make them pay 100%, and they'll make us pay 100% of the true value. But we're still doing that 25% now. But they'll make sure that your house appraises for.
Oh, they already got me, so I ain't worried about that. I think this year, mine might way up.
Let's just do the, if they only give us the $2 and the $3 one from the salary committee, I'll make a motion to do the $2 then.
With or without the 1%.
It says with one,
Yeah.
with 1%, that's it, that's 220, that's 224, that's right at 225 like it was in 2025. But we still need to, 2020, but we still need to revisit the salaries next year and with a budget, desk audit. And make sure we're in line.
Now, CTAS will come in and do a salary study.
Well, we need to do that.
Yeah.
We need to do that.
I don't know how much it costs, but it's done through UT. But they'll come in, I don't know how long it takes them. We just have to
Probably
request.
usually don't forget, like some of the grad students from like University of Knoxville that comes in and does stuff like that. Or do they?
It'll cost some money.
Salary schedule, salary, comparing salaries, not the description and the content of the work.
You know, they won't do a desk audit, they'll do a salary audit. Like what the job should pay, but they ain't gonna come in and say what the job should do.
That's more regulation.
What the job should do,
Well, you gotta have it.
We have a
they come in-
we have a job description when we hire somebody, this is your job description. And so they'll go by that job description and they'll determine what it should be. That's what they do.
No, they don't take care. I don't understand.
But they'll charge something, but I don't know how much.
Is this still gonna have to go before the full budget? Or not the full budget, the full commission?
Stephen, if
That's
we
what
come
their
in,
motion was.
Is that what they want to do?
yeah, that's what it sounds like.
But we need to get this knocked out tonight. Don't you guys agree?
I agree.
We need to. But the whole commission's going to look at it before it
The
goes
motion,
forward.
Greg made the
So
motion.
when can we get all them together to look at it?
if you're doing a special, let's see, if you're doing a work session, for them to go back through, I think it's 5 days, if I'm not mistaken. If it's for the whole commission.
Special call.
Yeah.
That is a special call.
Oh, that is special call.
Like when y'all have music.
So, it's just for them to go over and look over the budget again.
To see if there's something else that can be cut, is that what they?
So can we do that Thursday night?
That's 48 hours. And so, we
no,
can hold off this meeting and reconvene with the whole commission.
Just do it, let's just do it tonight and get it done with. Get these
We've got
people happy,
everything,
I'll be happy.
Okay, we're saying different things.
The whole commission.
We got a motion by Greg, for $2 and revisit next year and do an audit. Is that what the motion was, that our salary?
We're gonna have to, we need to do a desk audit on these positions. I'm not real,
$2, revisit.
Put that in motion and I'll second.
I'm not real pleased with the $2 one right now, but that's all they give us on it. And it's just,
We can send it back.
it only gives, it only went up 5 pennies.
Well, maybe we can find that somewhere to cut more.
We went through it.
Did you put desk audit in your motion.
Yeah, I got it in
I'll put
here.
it on here.
The salary study.
I'll
Yeah.
second Jerry's motion is to allow it for desk audit in
I put salary study. That's what it
it.
is.
Salary study, desk audit.
Yeah, there's salary study, desk audit. Just somebody needs to come in and look at these positions.
Okay, Greg made a motion, Randall seconded, any other discussion on it?
Is that where it was brought up the last meeting about cutting the, what we was giving to 911? Is that cut still included in this, or are they included?
I don't,
In the budget, so when I was doing it, I had estimated it to about $50,000 for those increases for $1.50.
For 911.
And then, I think they come back and the number was either 53 or 50,
but that was only $3,
maybe just
dollar.
3,000. So right now I'm looking at 50.
Okay.
So it does give them a raise in this.
It gives the
And they have
highway,
a
They're already getting a dollar and
And
$1.50 raise
And
already.
it's giving the highway department a dollar.
Yeah,
is that giving the highway a dollar?
and then that would give 911 catch up with the, it'd be 50 cents, it'd just be 50 cents for 911. But that's where we're at.
Okay, any other discussion?
Where are you getting this money from?
All right, no other discussion being had, Geraldine Walker,
Yes.
Randall Boswell,
Yes.
Greg Nivens,
Yes.
Shane Walker.
Pass your conflict.
You can vote on the whole budget, you just can't vote on just single, where you're at. But you can vote on the whole budget.
But
This is the whole
this is salary, so,
Just salary?
I mean, this is just that.
yeah, this is salary.
Well, I understand, we'll take you past, I'm sorry. Shane passed, due to conflict. Lee Richards.
He came here.
Lee,
No, he was thinking.
oh, he's thinking, sorry.
We're not even sure what you're voting on.
The salary, the $2 salary.
Yeah, how much?
$2.
No, what happened? What happened?
What happened to
Hey, we're still voting.
8%.
The motion was made, it's explained. Shane passed.
For you, we can't hear back
We
here.
can't hear it.
Yeah, nobody can hear back there. you
Next
guys.
time, yeah, it requires you to listen a little better.
Voted.
They get hard.
So the motion on the table, $2 raise to visit next year with a salary study.
Somebody making $14 an hour getting the $2 an hour raise you're proposed.
And that'll
And
make
just
it,
passed, just got a 14.25% raise.
Okay. What happened to 8%?
That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
But the same $2 an hour raise for somebody making $20 an hour is not gonna be that 14.25%. So it is not fair, which is what you were going for, what you were
So we're
truly going.
going back,
I think you're gonna pay the county.
we're going back. We're moving on, we're having this meeting. He voted yes. So Shane passed, all others yes. And then we are going to, we ain't going over this. But we can't, like what I'm saying, we're not right now, we can't, you know? Or do we have it in this back? So if you get your $2 package, if you get your $2 package, there is a resolution, appropriating resolution of 2024-0812-01.
what page?
What page?
In just a second, that should be your, 2 through 6.
Number 2.
And then your tax levy would be on page 7, I do believe. And it'll go, 7 and 8. And then the next is your nonprofit resolution. Now, if, this is your nonprofit. So, if we're meeting all our slangs, we don't need to approve it all. That's the thing, if we approve it, it's set, we go to approve it for the next, we're not meeting the slangs if there's any cuts that can be made.
Full committee, the full court wanted to make them look at it before we make the final decision on it. Everybody wanted to get together. Is that right, Donna?
I think it's only fair that every commissioner has a right to know what we've done, and what y'all done. I think it's only fair.
So we can't approve unless we, pass it on to the full committee for final decision before going to the court. We can make a motion to do that. If you think that there's any other places in here that can be cut, or you wanna go through and look to see if there's something. So we can make a motion to send it to the full committee for final decision, if that's what you wanted to do.
No.
That wouldn't be approving anything now, it would be sending it to the full committee for final approval before moving forward. I mean, you have to approve the one part, this will be the whole budget, this will be the whole budget.
We have to do that anyway.
Yeah, at some point, we need a vote. That's what, I know we're trying to get it all done today, but if you want the full commission to meet, if you approve it here, if they want to make cuts or changes, we can do a contingency upon the full court approval, I guess.
Well, I thought that's what the full meeting's gonna be around.
Really? Yeah. That's what I'm saying, we'd send it over to them for the final decision, then we'll have to have the vote.
Our our monthly meeting, right? This is all we're doing is send it to the full commission.
That's it.
Yeah, but
Right now.
they wanted all the commissioners to get together
I feel like you need to have a
before it goes to
work
final
session
court.
Personally, I would wanna go through it if I wasn't on a committee, you
Yeah, but
know,
we
to
have
see
work
what's going
sessions
on.
though.
Then why are we
Just do a
putting
work
budget
session
committee?
with the
Jens
other
had
five,
met
there's 5
today.
more commissioners that's not seen.
Yins all met for 2 days for the final decisions on the slashes and cuttings. That's what Greg's trying to say, Yins, everybody's already looked at it twice,
Remember, we went
for
through
2 days.
First time.
Well,
I mean,
Jeff's not
it's
here,
nothing
Greg's
changed.
not, or not Greg, but, Gail's not here, there's 4 or 5, Jason's not here, I don't know who else is not here, but I feel like they deserve to know what we've done.
Yeah. Well, that's what matters. Yeah, 8% is what we need to be.
Is 8% off the table?
Never was on the table.
Never did get
We just talked about it for an hour.
Yeah. And I made a motion for it.
Yeah, you made a motion for it.
Yeah.
It's no good, do you?
Who didn't go for it?
Yeah, they did. Cause the salary
get something
didn't put it
started.
out.
We've got,
I mean, you guys,
Well, you could leave this meeting up till tomorrow night, then call those other commissioners in, that, and do a work session.
I mean, yeah, they can do
if
that.
you continue the meeting,
They have the right to
They
vote
would
on
get
it.
paid.
I think the people need to have a meeting about you guys to come to.
if you continue the meeting, they'll have a voice, they won't have a vote. It's a budget committee.
I don't. Guys, if we don't quit beating the dead horse, this is.
We met for 2 days. to go over the slashing part. And everybody approved the $3. So the only thing that's changed is from going from 3 to 2, so it's actually went down. So you met on the 10th and 11th.
Why we elect them if they can't vote on it?
The tenth, he voted down the $3 raise.
That's June.
Whole fourth it.
Can't do it.
June 10th and 11th, you had the work session with all the commissioners. And July the 11th, you came in and done your slashing. So you have already done that part of it.
Well, that's when before all that money got moved around to pay for the lawsuit too.
Mr. Newton, what do you think is the fair rate?
8% fair. That's too much, really.
What do you think is fair rate?
I was for the 8%, my opinion.
Ms. Donna, what do you think is fair rate?
We can't do that now.
Off the table.
How come you didn't fight for that 8% more?
Is it 8%?
They didn't give us that option.
It's $2 or $3, that's all there is.
That's all that salary budget would do. Take a big match.
Keep going, let's have it.
They said, or.
Because we don't have no figures on that.
What do you get?
If we move this to the commission, then we'll have to have
Mr. Barlow, what do you consider fair?
I know what we need to operate on, that's fair to the employees and fair to the people, but I've got to maintain the employees because it's not fair on the employees that we have now. When there's 98 open shifts and only 48 being filled, and then you're having medics working 36 hours in a row because we're so down in staff. They need help bad, and if we can't,
Let's move on to the next one. We've been voting on this.
Stephen, do you know what they start out at down Vic's office and Boone and all them?
No, we done that too.
Yeah, that's where I was talking about that.
It's $13.50 an hour.
Yes.
And I'm not for real sure what it tops out at because they get that 1% every year. They're getting raises every year.
It'd be like 13
And Connor's office over there, he's got a bookkeeper and something else.
Office manager,
And
or clerk.
manager, yeah, and they get paid higher than a normal
They
employee
get
would.
14.
Oh, yeah.
It's about 14.
And then the sheriff's department starts the COs out at $13.50,
15%.
and then they go on up.
Yeah, 1%.
They get raises that go up. I'm not sure about Shane's people.
The same one. Everybody gets a 1% besides the high.
Now, what's your starting pay, Ron?
The EMTs, I think, are
14.
14?
14, 10, something like that.
Yeah, I think we didn't have time to get over and ask.
Okay, like you said that everybody had to have the $3 an hour raise, but now you understand too, because the state wouldn't let you go back, you had to treat everybody the same.
No, they said it had to be the same.
The
We
same,
couldn't
yeah,
give-
okay, but now
Whatever
you're
the hourly
saying, we
rate
need to
is, it
call
has to be
somebody
the
in
same
and let
across
them look at, evaluate them and everything. So why, if it's that way now, why call somebody in to evaluate
They
them?
did get down to 8%.
That's just what she told me.
So if they come in and do that evaluation of each person's job and they decide, okay, everybody at the ambulance service is making too much,
No.
do they go back in and cut that pay and then direct that money somewhere else?
Yeah, we pay so little right now.
We need to move forward.
The reverse can happen,
before
and
we
they
do
say they're
that.
making too little, we are sitting here again, and we have to give them that money. So
Yes.
if we go through a review, and we're saying our county is paying too little, they deserve this, we gotta make up that money, us taxpayers, to pay those people the normal wages, so it's a catch-22.
They're gonna break us.
Landowners?
Agreed, we need to move forward and make a decision.
That's a catch-22, do we really wanna know what they should be paid? Because we will be applicable to make
are we
that.
moving into the full? So,
Just for the camera.
Plus the 1%?
It has to be 48 hours.
It won't be that much.
So,
I've been out here when it was like the
When we do the 8%,
we've got that on the table.
10-year thing, it was done.
we're gonna see if we can, that's
Number
gonna
four.
be fair.
We're gonna move to the full committee.
I thought we were on your
Who
own,
does?
and that went in.
48-hour notice. That's what you're going to do. Move this on to the full commission for a work session. Budget committee, we'll continue this over. Budget committee will have the vote. If you continue up, and we can do that tomorrow. But if you want it to move towards a work session for the full committee, it has to be 48 hours. But then we'll have to have it done. Because then the tax levy has got to run in the paper for 10 days, and that'll put, Thursday night, that'll put us, where our court session is to approve.
When is court?
The second Monday of August is the 12th.
It's not till August 12th,
So we'll have to have it in the paper
around 10 days,
next week.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Well, we're down to the last minute.
Is 8% off the table?
The way it sounds, if everybody
Really back together real quick.
do 8%, get it over with.
Why is it off the table? Can someone explain that?
Because they voted it down, they voted to come with to the budget for
That's not what they
$2
said.
and
They
$3.
Salary done.
So we got,
See, we didn't, the salaries didn't have no 8%.
Yes.
They had a 6%
Exactly, six.
and
They had
2 and 3.
6%.
We didn't have an
It came
8%.
out of somebody's.
all right, we're gonna move forward and make a decision. We'll move forward of approving the following appropriations with a contingency of approval of the full court. We can meet with work session on Thursday. Does that work? That's 48 hours. At 7 o'clock. But we'll have to get moving to do that. 7 p.m. is 48 hours, it's 7 o'clock.
That's for the rest of it.
That's to finish it out.
Finish it out.
If you approve this now, send it for a final decision.
I'll be out of town that night, so
Do what now?
I'll be out of town.
And leave.
Oh, hell.
Get on the phone. Yeah.
We move forward. We're coming to the last of the minutes and we can't, one person out of town, another person out of town, if we wait till everybody got here, we're 2 weeks out.
You're more than welcome to do it. I'm just telling you, I'm gonna be out of town. I'm not gonna bus back.
Okay, I just want to
I'll
be fair to
call
everybody.
you if you want.
They bought the land.
I just want to be fair.
Out of town for the.
Yeah.
The land was purchased when people were out of town.
That's right. On call. You can't vote by force. This committee, if you,
So the motion is to approve the following. Who made the motion?
So there's another meeting Thursday?
Right now, we're just approving, and it'll go to the full court.
And this is on number 5,
Number 4.
oh, 4. That's tax levy will be 224. 224.
Well, what would be if we went with the extra, it wouldn't be, we wouldn't change it over 10.5. You got 6%, 22, so it covers.
Randall, the motion that was made, sent over to us was 2 and 3. We passed with 2.
I heard the same thing, the two, whatever they decide.
So this was with the $2 raise, passing this on to the full court.
About 15.
It was 2, 3, or whatever they decided.
$2 on 1%, right?
Well, this will just be going to full court. Because everybody's.
That's what.
It's not the rate that was asked in the right.
Be going to the full court.
Well, how many, when's it gonna be? I mean, Jesse says he can't be here tomorrow night.
Can't do tomorrow night, that's 24 hours.
But he said he can be here Thursday. Don can be here Thursday. Lee can't be here.
Everybody's mad, everybody's undecided. That's what I'm saying. We gotta have some in there. We gotta have some in there. All right. Is there a motion on the table to accept, move to full court?
Can I have a question, please? That's one thing.
We're on number 4.
Yes.
I'd just like to know, like, the first committee I was in, I'm David Sadler, by the way. I'm not running for office, Clark is. First committee, I thought was to decide what was two or three. Send up to you 2, you can vote on yes or no, or 3. So they kicked the can to 2 and 3. And I thought Greg made a great deal starting out, hey, that's what we're here for, let's vote for the second, and now you've got the second vote, now you're moving it on down to somebody else another night. What are you here for?
Well, they said 2 or 3 or whatever they decide upon. So
That's
to
right.
me, that gives them the right to be able
Okay.
to say.
We voted on the, hang on, listen, this is what was on the table. They sent over 2 or 3, we voted on the 2, and we're trying to move forward now to accept.
You're making stuff up.
I was talking to y'all.
Sorry.
We voted, and they accepted the $2, and now we're voting on making a motion to move it on to full court. Because there's a lot of committees that, they wanted to meet with the full commission to look at it, but everybody's, don't know, person here, person there. So they met last month and slashed this budget already. The only thing that changed was the $2 versus $3, and taking that $1 million out of the fund balance to help cover that lawsuit. That dropped it down. And so that's what it's changed. I keep.
Where does it end? Here,
This is what, we're trying to end it here to move it to full court. That's what, we're trying to get a motion on the table to take it.
Where are you gonna get the money?
Stephen, if you're having to wait on everybody to get together at once to do that, is all this gonna be able to be done before
We're
the
ending it now.
deadline?
We're ending it now. Just send it to full court. We have to vote on it in full court. We're ending all the meetings right now. Send it to full court.
So if it don't pass the.
It's either this or the state comes and does it, whichever.
Can I? That's the motion that's on the table right now.
Before you vote, can I ask one question?
Yes.
And it's actually taken up to you, and you know I ain't gonna do that. When y'all bought and voted, he brought this proposition in to buy this extra land. I talked to 10 out of the 15 commissioners, and directly all did vote for it. But ever since then, everybody wanted to rescind their vote. They've been against it. I didn't say you. I said 10 out of 15. But this whole deal is bought. We're still saying can't be took back. $1 raise of that budget, put an auction sign up and resell it. Why can nobody make a motion to turn around and resell it? Everybody wants to blame him on buying it. Everybody said it was shady. The meetings was out. Put it in the budget, turn around and sell it. I know 3 out of the 5 sitting at this table says they're against it. Make the motion to resell it. There's an extra $1 of that raise if it brings within 80% of what it was paid for. It's not even been talked about. It's not even been questioned. You wanna talk about deficits and stuff and where to pull from? Why ain't we talking about the elephant in the room?
You're talking about,
5.5 acres.
We're on this.
I'll make that
and then
Why don't we make a motion?
He just made a motion.
Stay with the
Budget committee.
agenda.
A budget committee can make a motion to change a budget
You
before
gotta
it's passed at
stay
any
within the
point.
agenda. Your buddy will still make. But listen, here's. The motion on the table is to approve and move to full court. Do I have a second?
Who made the motion?
I thought Greg made the
I made a
motion.
second. I'll second it.
Who made the motion?
Greg made the motion, I need a second.
I made the motion on that.
Randall second.
Thought we voted on this.
No, we're
Done
doing.
voted.
Yeah, I thought we were done with this.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll make a motion.
All right. Lee Rich.
Vote no.
You're saying send it to the full court, no work session, the full court,
Send it
August the
full
12th.
court.
And if we get
We've
up
had
there
work
and it
sessions.
fails, then,
We've had the work session.
okay.
Full,
Who made the
Lee
motion?
Richards,
yes.
Shane Walker. This is for the whole budget.
Vote yes, you vote.
Who made the motion?
Greg made the motion, Randall second.
Okay.
To set it at that rate, is that what it is?
Yeah.
No.
All right. Geraldine Walker.
Yes.
Randall Boswell.
Yes.
All right. Motion passed.
That's just to send it to full court, that's not voting.
To send to full court.
What's that mean?
It's not passed.
All commissioners want to vote on it. Which is,
All right. The, number 5, General Fund 101, Courthouse Fund 112, Solid Waste Fund 116, Drug Fund 122, American Rescue Plan Fund 127, Highway Fund 131, General Purpose School Fund 141, Federal Projects Fund 142, Central Cafeteria Fund 143, Debt Service Fund 151, Education Debt Service Fund 156, Education Capital Projects Fund 177, Capital Projects Fund 178, Capital Projects Fund 179, Overton County Health and Rehab, and Overton Ticket 911. These are those following budgets. They should be the rest of those pages. And what was that, page 32 on?
Quick question on the cafeteria fund. What all is that funding? Is that funding all the child's food, drink?
They
get free lunch.
Yes, it is, because we are one of the poorest counties in Tennessee, and you are tagging us with 19% tax increase.
Yes,
I have a motion to accept.
So all students are now getting free
Number
lunches?
5,
Yes,
Yes.
Bill Lee passed that.
they have a motion.
I'll second it.
Yeah, but they give them
No, I didn't know.
house.
Randall made a motion, Greg second.
Okay.
Whatever happened to having a cafeteria?
Geraldine Walker.
Yes.
Randall Boswell.
Yes.
Greg Nivens.
Yes.
Shane Walker.
Just have to declare conflict, but we'll vote
Okay.
no. But I'll vote no.
Thompson, they used to work,
Lee Richards.
and her sister runs it.
So,
And I know that they supply the
upon
lunch.
roll call, motion passed. Lee's now. Any new road business?
Yes, make a motion to put that additional 5 acres that we bought up for sale.
I second it.
I fifth it.
I ain't got a problem with it.
You got a problem with it?
Is it officially bought?
You want to keep 5 acres?
We've not.
He signed the contract.
We've not paid for it. The contract is signed, it's under contingency. They're doing the appraisals and stuff right now.
Let me tell
You
you,
can still get out of it.
We can't do anything.
they're gonna appraise it. Because you're paying them to do just that.
Any other, we'll revisit that at a later date. Any other?
No better time than right present.
Schedule next meeting is to be determined.
When you said the next meetings, don't change it.
Yeah, leave it on the
One
day you
day,
said it.
have it.
Motion to adjourn.
The next meeting is August the 12th.
Can't stand the press, you ain't going.
August the 12th.
Next meeting will be August the 12th. Motion to adjourn is.
You say August 12th for the next meeting?
It's a full board meeting.
We don't know. At what time on August the 12th?
Brandon, second. All four say aye. All four. Meeting Next meeting is August 12th at 5 o'clock at the courthouse.
There's a list of people that have questions on that table over there. Did we forget about that?
We done a lot of questions throughout the whole meeting. August 12th, that's the second Monday.